Hey everyone, Ronnie Chavez here to bring you another slow motion free running tutorial on the cheat gainer, and next week it's going to be on this corkscrew, so be sure to subscribe to stay tuned for my tutorials and let me know in the comments what future slow motion parkour and free running tutorials you would like to see. Once again, the slow motion in this video was filmed by Kuma Film, so go support their channel and check them out. But let's jump into it, into the cheat gainer. I have done a tutorial in the past on the cheat gainer. I just haven't done a super slow motion tutorial on one. So the way I like to think of a cheat gainer is that it's doing a J step into a combination of a backflip and a side flip. So as weird as that sounds, if you can imagine combining the motion of a backflip and a side flip, that's kind of where the cheat gainer starts coming in. So the main thing you want to focus with when doing the cheat gainer is the J step. That's where you're going to get all your power and technique, is from a proper J step. Now when you're doing the J step, I wouldn't say it's so much like you're running a J shape. It's more like you're taking a few steps in a straight line and then stepping outside of that line to start that hard cut and angle to transition into kind of the rotating motion you have with the cheat gainer. So to do that, as you get some momentum stepping into your J step, so I'm going to step out and reach out with my right leg, creating kind of that L as I'm turning my body, and I want to be pushing into it. I want a lot of power going into that leg because I'm going to be transferring that momentum into height. It's like I'm blocking, only at a weird angle. So I almost like, I'm not jumping so much as I am kind of pushing forward into it, so I can push off my left leg and then get a lot of power and block off my right leg. And at this point you want to be leaning back slightly and kind of leaning to the side just a little bit because of that angle you're on, so that as you're pushing away, you can send your momentum upwards instead of spinning all the way around and flying the direction you're walking in. You want to make sure you're stopping your momentum as much as possible and basically going up and coming down in the same place. If you can do that, it means you did your block successfully. Now as you do that J step, you want to be kind of bringing everything back to load for the actual flip and the set. So as I'm stepping off my left leg, my arms are coming back and my leg is already back here, which is going to be kicking forward for that initial kick. And at the same time the kick happens, my arms are basically swinging at the same momentum as my kicking leg. And as my legs lift off the ground and arms lift off the ground, that's also about the time my foot's going to be leaving the ground from the jump. Now from the jump, you really want to make sure that you're jumping off your toes with this move. You want to get all your height and power from the blocking, that J step, and to do that you got to keep your legs straight and strong so that you can really push hard against the ground to transfer that momentum. If you let your knee bend too much, then you're losing that momentum. So you really want to push hard against the ground to get that power. So then once you got all that power, you're going to bring it together, swinging your arms, kicking your leg, and this is where you're going to start raising your chest. And as you're raising your chest to get that set, to get as high as possible, your leg and arms are still swinging through. So you want to make sure you set up first, and then naturally your kicking leg is going to help kick you over into the actual flip. The other thing to keep in mind is that as you go into the flip, you're not thinking about going straight into a backflip. You're actually thinking about, like, you're starting your rock back, but then you're slightly twisting your chest from that initial J step. So you know how we started this L step, this J step here, to get that torque and that momentum? You want to keep that same rotation as you jump and as you flip, and that's what's going to create the motion of the cheat gainer. If you just stop that twist and go into it, then you're basically just doing a swing through backflip, which for the cheat gainer it's going to be a little bit different. You really want to keep kind of that swinging motion to keep spinning as you go into the flip. And to do that, as you kick your leg, you're not only going to be kicking it up, but you're going to be kicking it to your opposite shoulder a little bit to help kind of throw your body off axis just slightly. And as you jump, you're also going to just keep that rotation. It's going to feel weird and it's going to feel a little bit scary to do that, but that's the way to get the proper technique for the cheat gainer. And then once you're in the air, kicking over upside down, at this point you should be able to spot the ground because we're not going completely upside down. We're at just a slight angle, and you should be able to spot the ground, and you just keep your kicking leg carrying all the way through. Sometimes it's easiest to tuck your knees in a little bit after the kick so you can rotate a bit faster, and then just kick your leg out again to land on it. And at that point, once you do the proper technique and get it around, it's pretty easy to spot this move. What can happen is if you threw it too much off axis, then you can kind of land at a weird angle and fall to your butt. So you want to make sure that you just try and adjust the angle you're taking off of, and the way you're rotating it can help fix that. A lot of it is just experimentation, so play around with it and just have fun trying out different variations. Remember to train this in a safe environment like a gym or on pads. Whatever you have at your disposal will definitely help. One thing you can practice to help you kind of practice just the J-step motion without actually going into the flip is just doing a little kick from a J-step. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the J-step and you're going to do the kicking motion, but instead of flipping, you're just going to do a 360 with a leg kick. So you can practice that motion to make sure to see if you're getting good height, if you're landing in the same spot, and even from there you can slowly try and start getting your kicking leg higher and higher, and you might just turn it into a cheat gainer from there. But everyone learns differently, so you do what works for you and just have fun learning it. So there's my basic breakdown of the cheat gainer. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know what tutorials you'd like to see in the future. And as always, thank you for watching.